not as tall as Barb. Okay. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Yes, here we are again. We do this Sunday by Sunday. Each Sunday we make a decision. So we're here this week, and that's all we have is this now moment. And we've been spending the whole month of November discussing and appreciating our many blessings. The theme statement has been this wise Yiddish adage: if we thank God for all the good things, we won't have time to weep for the bad. So to be in that state of appreciating, no matter how small, how big, what somebody might term inconsequential, it doesn't make a difference. If we're in gratitude, the law is responding to that. So we're spending this month being grateful rather than being sorry. Thanking God for our good rather than weeping over what we see as the bad. And we have so far been counting our blessings for health, for friendship, and for abundance. So today our focus is the blessings of community, which to me is one of the greatest blessings. I truly believe that it makes my life so much richer to be here with each and every one of you this day and as many days as we possibly can. We are here together to support each other and to be in community. Joyful Gathering is a place of inclusivity and friendship. You can feel the energy. I can anyway. Most people tell us they can feel it when they walk into the room. We are inherently social and spiritual beings. We're not just spiritual beings, we are humanly social beings. And we all join together to celebrate that. I don't know, most people crave the comfort of community. I do. I can't speak. I don't think you'd be here if you didn't. So, but more than just craving the company and the companionship of others, we crave the company and companionship of those with whom we resonate, those with whom we share the same values and interests, people with whom we can be authentic and real, and with whom we can share our sorrows and our joys. We crave community where we are loved and where we have the opportunity to love and to give to others. We crave community where our hopes and dreams will be celebrated and where we have the opportunity to support and empower others with their hopes and their successes. Because when someone is successful in however they think of that word, that term, that quality, that lifts us all up in a vibratory manner. It lifts us all up. I feel such great joy when anyone tells me of a great manifestation or success in their lives. That's what community does. And if any of those made your heart feel happier, then you too feel the same way that I do, to be in community with like-minded people. Not everybody has the same kinds of values and like-mindedness as we have. So it's like you don't even have to explain yourself when you're here. You just be. And just in your being, you're accepted. You're accepted. That is the blessing called community that we all crave. And this is a high vibrational gathering because we are here to celebrate our unity with each other. We are all, as it was said in the reading, or the prayer, or both of them, we are united as truly one human race. And we celebrate the power that is God. That is that infinite divine intelligence. We are probably all familiar with the Bible verse of Matthew For wherever 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am among them. So we celebrate that. There is power in the numbers. There's power in us gathering together where 2 or more are gathered. And it means not only gathered in my name, but gathered in my nature. And I think that we're all aware that the nature of the divine is pure love. Absolute love. Unconditional. No judgment. No judgment whatsoever. The divine nature that we have the opportunity to experience is the great I am. We celebrate the great I am, the presence and the power of the divine. And this is why we are such a high vibrational community. Because we are celebrating the infinite power of the divine. Of course, we know that God is everywhere, omnipresent, right? All the time. There's no place this infinite energy, this divine flow of energy is not. But when we are gathered in community, in love, we have the opportunity to consciously connect with that divine presence on a really conscious level. That's why we meet. We meet every week to celebrate who we are, to celebrate each other's uniqueness, and to ultimately be in that place where we are in the high vibration of knowing that there is one power for good, and that power is the truth of all life, beyond all conditions. That's what we are here gathered to do. In his book, The Art of Being, religious science minister and author Dennis Merritt Jones wrote, he was one of the keynote speakers at Anson last year. He wrote this: I believe that there is something within each of us that is aching for authentic spiritual connection, to actually know what God's presence feels like. Spiritual community is where this happens. Why? Because it creates an environment where everyone feels commonly and equally embraced in this loving presence. It magnifies, and that's the word, it magnifies the experience. Each one actually becomes, he says, a reflector for the other, magnifying God's magnificence and love. We're magnifying what we alone considered home and just feel that we are meditating and connecting, but then when we come together in community, we are magnifying it. And so it feels high vibrational. And I know that's what I feel. When I come, I know what I feel. This community is the coming together of like-minded, high vibrational beings. The collective consciousness, the group energy that is present in this room truly fills my heart. It fills my soul. It fills my very being with so much joy and appreciation. Because I appreciate each and every person that came out today. I appreciate each one that said, yes, I want to be in this community. I want to be uplifted. I want to feel the power of God moving through each and every one. Because we're all connected completely. We're unified. We truly are. And it is so immensely powerful when we come together in community. When we experience a spiritual uplifting of this relationship of community, it truly is a blessing, something that we can truly, truly be grateful for. And today we count our blessings of being in this type of community while supporting ways that we may spread this as we go out into other communities. Come here to get spiritually nourished and uplifted, so that when you go to the community of your family or the community of your work or whatever other communities you're in, that you can bring this kind of consciousness with you, because it's truly needed on this planet. It's always been needed. It's needed even more today. It really is. I found this great analogy, and it's all about the geese. I love geese. I don't know why I love geese. I love geese. And right now it's the season of the goose. I like that. It's the season of the goose. You see them flying in their V formation all over. They're the smart ones. They're flying, that's the snowbird. They're flying south. But I got this from Chicken Soup for the Soul book, and I've used it before, but it's so applicable to what's going on today. These are the lessons that are found when geese fly south for the winter in that V formation. As I share these lessons, I invite you to think about the communities that you are in and how you show up in these ways. Really can learn a lot from those honking geese. Really can. Lesson 1. Science has discovered that each bird flaps its wings in that V formation. Every time it does that, it creates an uplift for the bird immediately following it. And adds 71% greater flying range to each bird when they fly in that V formation. That is so fantastic to me. You hear that? They fly 71% faster because they're in a group community. They're in the geese community. They're flying together, supporting each other. Our lesson from that? People who have a shared direction and a sense of community can get to where they are going so much quicker and easier when they are traveling on the thrust of one another. You see how we support each other. That's the point of that. Lesson 2. When the head goose gets tired, it rotates back in the wing. It goes back to the back of the V. And another goose flies point. Our lesson? It is sensible to take turns during doing demanding jobs. That's what I was talking about earlier. We all need to come together as a community and not burn out just one or two people. We all need to be like the geese. Leadership guru Parker Palmer once wrote this: when we live in a close-knit ecosystem called community, everyone follows and everyone is a leader. Over time, a healthy community necessitates that we play many roles. Sometimes lead us, sometimes follow us, sometimes witness, sometimes bridge between parties. The health of a community is a shared responsibility. My greatest desire is we create, and we are always creating. This is it's like life. It doesn't stay stagnant, not in a healthy way. It's always evolving. So we create the spiritual community so that it is healthy, honest, and vibrant. Isn't that what we want? Who wants to be stagnated? We want to always be evolving into something greater, and something greater. If it just means taking up a hobby, whatever it means, learning something new, we're always evolving. Earlier, I asked you to think about how you show up with these lessons in your various communities. This is really important to think about. How do I show up when I'm with my family? How do I show up when I'm in these different communities that we might be in, even though in today's world it might be a little limited because the communities are kind of isolated. But that's not where we're going with this, because we are in a human community. We're in a one-mind human community. Are you balanced in your giving and receiving? Or are you the one that's always giving? You know what that will cause when you're always giving, severe burnout and resentment. It is vital to our well-being to stay within the law of circulation and to do it in balance. Life should be in balance, as we have the good times in balance. With that, sometimes life doesn't feel like it's so great. I'm talking about the human life. But we connect with that balance of the divine that is the central aspect of who we are. It's the eternal truth of who we are. It is equally important to give and receive. And here's the important spiritual lesson and a way to enhance your sacred work in building a blessed community. A genuine no is much more loving than a dishonest yes. So think about that in different things that you say yes to, that you would rather not do. Honor yourself and honor everyone around you, even if it upsets them. An honest no is better than an unloving yes. On the other hand, are you always taking? Are you always taking? Are you a taker? Is that you in life? That will ultimately bring resentment and unhappiness to not only others, but to yourself. To yourself. We are giving and receiving beings, and that needs to be in balance. The giving and the receiving needs to be in balance for that law of circulation to truly be effective. Lesson number 3. Geese honk from behind to encourage those in front to keep up their speed. Lesson for us. Do you honk words of encouragement and support to others in your community who are doing all the work? Are you thanking them? Are you grateful for everyone that honks you along? Because there are people that do, and we need to be grateful. I love that word, honk. That's what they do. Do we encourage each other in our communities with an enthusiastic acknowledgement, appreciation, and support? And I love the word enthusiasm. It's one of my favorite words. But the meaning of it, the root word, comes from which it is derived, is entheos. Entheos meaning the God within. So enthusiasm is a very high vibrational quality. When we enthusiastically support each other, we are doing a terrific job of expressing the God within. It is uplifting us. And that is why it's so important, so important to be in service to any community that you are in. You just feel better. Giving. Always to give with a loving heart. To give always uplifts us. Always. It's the way it works. So we can thrive and grow in ease and balance. And the best part of being in service is that we feel good. We become a true member of creating a reciprocal community. And it's really a gift. It's a gift to Joyful Gathering, and it's a gift to ourselves. And I want to take a moment to enthusiastically acknowledge and appreciate every single person that is in service here to Joyful Gathering. Because it truly, truly does take a community that comes together in service and in love. That's how we keep going every week. Lesson 4, finally, and this is important. When a goose gets sick, or maybe was shot, gunshot, falls out of formation, 2 other geese fly down to be with that other goose for protection. And it's beautiful what they do. It's amazing. Mother Nature is amazing. Animals are amazing. They stay with the fallen goose until that goose gets better or eventually dies, one or the other. But they don't leave it alone. And then they return. The 2 will return to fly in a different formation or in the original one. Our lesson is, have we the sense of a goose? Do we stand by each other, truly? Are we there to support our friends and our community? So I have the quick summary of the 4 lessons, because I think that these 4 lessons from geese truly are a great foundation from which to live our lives from. First, People who share a common direction and a sense of community can get to where they want to go much quicker and easily, because they are traveling on the thrust of one another. We help each other. It's how it works in a healthy, loving environment. It's how it works. Lesson 2, is it sensible to take turns doing demanding jobs or being in the balanced flow of the law of circulation, of giving and receiving? Lesson 3, do we honk words of appreciation and support to those in our community who are in service and sharing their talents with us? And lesson 4, if we have the sense of a goose, we will stand by each other in difficult times as well as in good times. So let us truly, just give gratitude. Just give gratitude right here, right now. Let's just do that. Let's just take a breath in. Let's just breathe in gratitude. Because I am so grateful for this spiritual community. I am so grateful for each and every person that is a part of this community, whether they are here physically or not. Because each one is an absolute being of the light. And when gathered together, that light just reflects exponentially. But we are, each and every one of us, called forth to be the loving presence, to be the light to so many who cannot. And so we come here on Sunday to be nurtured and nourished and uplifted and come together in friendship and in love, in community, so that we may bring that gift out to our other communities, out to the world, wherever we go. We are the light of the divine, shining for the other lights of the divine that might not be able to shine in that moment. So I give thanks for Joyful Gathering Spiritual Center. I give thanks for each person that has said yes and shown up today. I give thanks for all that is, because I know that we are truly and absolutely blessed. So it is.